Hello, Gene Schwimmer here, and welcome to me. And today we're going to Hollywood. Am I ready for my close-up? Which is my good side? Is this my good side, or is this my good side? Or is just one side the lesser of two evils, not as bad as the other side? You be the judge. So, we're going to Hollywood. This is the story. Ed Skrein exits Hellboy reboot after whitewashing outcry. Now you're wondering, well, I'm wondering who the heck Ed Skrein is. I never heard of him. Maybe I'm not even pronouncing his name right. That's what happens when you get older, I suppose. All these new actors come along and you don't really pay much attention to them. I have no idea who this guy is. I kind of know what Hellboy is. That was a comic strip, or I guess they call it these days graphic novel, so that if you are an adult, you can't be accused of reading comic books. You're not reading comic books, you're reading graphic novels. Anyways, I haven't read that graphic novel, and I haven't read a comic book in a long time. But the story, and if you're wondering what whitewashing is, what they're talking about, and this was a new term to me until I read this article, whitewashing is having white people play roles in movies and plays of some other ethnicity. For instance, having, this is what we're talking about here. Ed Skrein, I guess this movie Hellboy, from a graphic novel, and there's a villain in the graphic novel, and I don't know what his name is, but anyways, the point is that in the original graphic novel, he's Asian. So this guy, Ed Skrein, he's not Asian. He was going to play the character, and he dropped out of the movie because a lot of social justice warriors complained that a white person should not be playing an Asian character, or they shouldn't change the character to conform to the actor, to make him a white person, which is really ridiculous. Look at this guy here. This is, you ever watch, you've seen the Avengers movies. Okay, we're talking about other films made from graphic novels or comic books, as they were known when I was reading them when I was younger. But you had the leader, the head guy of the Avengers, or it was S.H.I.E.L.D., I guess, S-H-I-E-L-D. I don't remember what Supreme Headquarters International something or other. Anyways, this guy, the head guy, is Nick Fury. That's his name, Nick Fury. He started out as a character in another comic, Sergeant Fury and his something or other commandos. I don't remember that. That's what happens when you get older. The memories start to go. So I don't remember the exact title of that anyhow, but he was a sergeant, obviously, Sergeant Fury in these comic books, and then later you had this, when the Man from U.N.C.L.E. came along, and you had all this secret agent stuff, and that was really hot in those days. So Marvel Comics came up with this S.H.I.E.L.D. organization, which is one of these secret law enforcement organizations, and the head guy was Nick Fury. All right, so now we have the films of the Avengers, and we have Nick Fury. So here's a picture of Nick Fury from the comic book. This is Nick Fury of S.H.I.E.L.D., Nick Fury, S.H.I.E.L.D. You can see it right there. And now here is Nick Fury in the Avengers movies that we see these days. Now, shouldn't I be angry about that? Because here we have a black person playing a white character. The character was white. Now suddenly he's black for this. And then if you look at the recent graphic novels, they've now made Nick Fury black to conform to what they've done in the movies. But I guess that's okay for black people to play white people, but for white people to play an Asian, I guess, in this Hellboy series. But look at this. This is Robert Downey Jr., the guy who plays Iron Man in the Avengers. And now here he is in a movie called, what the heck was this called? Tropic Thunder. So here he is in Tropic Thunder. He's playing a black person, and very convincingly. And this is what I don't understand. Part of acting, what makes us really admire a lot of actors, is their ability to play out of the box, to play people that are completely different from themselves in real life. For instance, if they wanted to do it the other way around, and actually there was a movie where Godfrey Cambridge was a black comedian, he played a white person. There's nothing wrong with that. It's really great to see actors being able to transform themselves this way. And if you want to see where this whole idea really gets ridiculous, one of the greatest movies ever made, The Godfather, with Marlon Brando, who is not Italian, playing the Godfather. And he played that character so wonderfully. And could you imagine if somebody had insisted that the character be played by an actual Italian? I don't know who could have done it better than Brando. And don't forget that the director, Francis Ford Coppola, he's Italian. And he had absolutely no problem casting Marlon Brando in that role. And now we see this other scene here, Marlon Brando in the character of the Godfather with his son, Sonny Corleone, who is played by James Caan, who is a Jew. And you see this all the time, actually. For some reason in movies, I guess Italians and Jews, for some reason, were interchangeable. I'm Jewish. And, Spike Lee, okay, black director. He did a movie, Mo Better Blues. He had John Turturro playing a Jewish club owner, nightclub owner. That's fine. I don't understand why you have to be the precise ethnicity of the character that you're playing. You're supposed to take the best actor for the best role. And again, to see an actor completely transform themselves as, well, here's Robert Downey Jr. again. Here's that photo again. This is only a photo. You can only see the way he looks, but if you listen to him speak...
Check it out. Dustin Hoffman, Rain Man, look retarded, act retarded. Not retarded. Count two picks, cheated cards. Autistic. Show. Not retarded.
It's just amazing, and it's wonderful to watch. I don't understand the anger. I don't. If it was the other way around, and you see, well, John Turturro playing a Jew, and he did it so wonderfully, I was pleased. I was actually proud of it, and I don't see why it doesn't work the other way around. And I do see this, though. Well, here's the headline. Hollywood movie box office is down. And it's actually down, if you read the article, I'm going to link to it. I always link to these articles when I mention them. It's down 15% from the year before. Now, part of the reason is because the movies suck, a lot of them, and they are not very interesting movies. A lot of them are just either remakes of earlier movies, or they're taking comic strips, graphic novels, and making them into movies. They're also being beat out, frankly, by, well, let's say like a Game of Thrones. Television now has production values that are equal to movies. You can do so much in a computer these days. You use the computer to create special effects in the movies, and you use those same computers and the same software to create TV shows. And somebody discovered that you don't have to have an episode. Well, it used to be you would always have watch your Star Trek episode or whatever, and the episode would begin and end. The whole story would be done in that 1 hour show. Then you started having two-parters, but now they've discovered that you can actually have a single story extend over several episodes, not just several episodes, but over several seasons. And you can really do a really complete story and cover something in much more depth. Also, you now have, because of computers, you have the big giant screens that are the size of a movie screen, so that's another reason not to go to the movies. And then you have the ability to watch in your own home, on your own schedule, because the experience, at least for me in movie theaters, is not what it used to be. You have all these commercials and you spend a fortune at the concession stand. I haven't been to a movie in a long time, and that's probably part of it too. But a part of it also for me, and I have a feeling that it's for a lot of people, not just for me, but I am really, really tired of this virtue signaling by Hollywood and by these actors and by these producers that if you have, let's say, the Avengers, and in the original all the characters are white, well, now you've got to change one character so that there is at least one black person or one minority. And then you have to have a woman, and the woman always has to be tough. She has to be a fighter. She can't, no more damsel in distress, woman's in trouble and brave knight saves her. Can't have that anymore. She's got to be just as tough as the guys. Once or twice it's okay. Occasionally it's okay. But you do that over and over and over and it becomes de rigueur. It becomes something that has to be in every episode. You just get tired of seeing, number one, the same thing over and over again. But number two, you get tired of the virtue signaling. It just gets tedious after a while. And then you have also off-screen, the actors, which really gets me. They just hate Donald Trump. I don't care about the political views of actors. Number one, because I don't think they're all that bright, though some of them are actually very, very bright. I'll be fair here. There are actually actors that are geniuses, believe it or not. But I still don't care about their political opinions. That doesn't make them right as politicians. They could run for office. But I am just so tired of it, and I just don't want to give them my money anymore. I just don't. And that's it. I'm going to sign off for now. Had my rant for the day. I'll see you again soon. Oh, and by the way, I've just been very busy lately. I try to do these as often as I can, but I can't do them very often lately because I have to work so much, and I can't be up all night doing these things. So I shoot them when I can, and then I edit them when I can. I hope I'll be able to do it more sometime in the future, but right now, let's be honest, not too many people are watching these things, but I love to do it when I can do it, and I would love for those of you who are watching to share the video and do the thumbs up thing, and I'll see you again soon with another video. Bye.
You got plan, darling?
I always got plan. They don't ever work, but I always got one.